Hello students, this is Nitin Dikshit, your subject teacher of Linux Lab. So in today's lecture, we will discuss about what is the importance of Linux and introduction about the Linux. So first of all, what is Linux? So Linux is an operating system or it's a platform which is used by a developer to develop the applications for the computer science. There are so many applications are developed in Linux platform, and Linux is a very good platform that provides much more security than the other operating systems like Windows and etc. So today we will discuss all the things about our syllabus, what we will study in the coming semester, and all the things about Linux. So let's start. So these are the outlines for this video lecture. In this, I defined the introduction of the subject, what are the subject outcomes, why we study the Linux, overview of all the syllabus. Basically, it's a lab subject, not a theory subject, but a syllabus is defined from the RGPV, from our university. So the overview of the syllabus, after that the list of experiment. I'm not explaining all the experiment, but there are some experiments are there. And after that, what are the learning outcomes, research scope, and references. So let's start. Introduction to the subject. So first of all, what is Linux? So Linux is an operating system or a kernel which is distributed under an open source license. So what is a kernel? So a kernel is an entity or a part of our operating system in which you can find out all the things. Okay. Now, the functionality of a Linux is like a Unix. Unix is also operating system. So functionality is like same with the Unix. And the kernel is a program at the heart of the Linux operating system that take care all the fundamental things like hardware communication with software, what are the operating system we are using, and provides the application to the end user. Now, Linux is used under general public license. So there is a source code which is modified and it is distributed to anyone commercially or non-commercially because it works on a general public license. Now, there is one more point, Linux distribution, because Linux is a big tool. So this is distributed in an operating system in which it is made up of collection of software based on Linux kernel. So for Linux, you just find there are so many operating systems which are defined. So there are so many, or you can say there are so many Linux distributions are there, like MX Linux, Linux Mint, Ubuntu, Debian, Fedora, OpenSUSE, etc. So many are there. Okay. Now, come to the second one. What is the subject outcome? Why we study? So after completion of the subject, that you will be able to understand what are the system calls we are using, compare between the ANSI, C and C++ postfix standards, mapping the relation with the Unix kernel support file, understand the kernel support for process creation, termination, memory allocation. So here in this, all the syllabus of Linux, we study the main part, kernel, because kernel supports all the file. Or we will also study how we will map the Linux kernel support for files, for OS, for applications, all the things. Now, why we study Linux? So there are some reasons for which we are studying the Linux. It provides the high security and high stability. As I told you that security of Linux is much higher than the other operating system. Ease of maintenance, maintenance is easy in Linux. It can be run on any hardware. It is free and open source. You have to no pay, you don't have to pay anything for using a Linux. Ease of use and flexibility. There's a customization also there. You can customize your OS according to you. Education for support and community support. So these are the some points about so for which we are studying the Linux in this coming semester. Now come to the overview of the syllabus. So basically there are in the syllabus not the units are defined here, but all the process of Linux are defined. All the functions are defined which we will study. All the shells, kernels, how to install, advantages, all the things. So first we will have to study some theoretical part of the Linux. So in this syllabus, I just defined all the major part or cover up all the major part which we will study in the coming semester. So first of all, we will study the installation process, how we will install the Linux and Unix. What are the hardware requirements or what are the infrastructure used for the Linux and Unix? Advantages of Linux and Unix, because both are basically there is no much difference between the Linux and Unix, and features of this operating system. Now the main thing, that is the fifth one, kernel and kernel functions. That is the main part, because in lab we are using all the kernel functions of the Linux operating system. Now after that, binding protocol address. So this is the first part which we will study. After that, come to the shell programming. So what is shell? So as I so shell is a part of Linux operating system in which we just define all the files which we will use for developing a particular software. Now, shell is an interface to the kernel, or we can say it's a platform which hides the complexity of the kernel function from the user. And it takes command from the user and executes the kernel function. So by the shell programming, we can create or execute the command of kernel. Okay. Now, after that, shell variables. So in shell commands, there are so many variables are used that we will discuss in our syllabus, like loop control structure, continue and break it statement, and after that, use of Linux as a server, because Linux can also be used as a server platform. After that, come that the file system. In file system, we just defined the how we will manage the files in the Linux. That how we define the geometry, disk-based file system, network-based file system, virtual file system, and tuning file system. So in this topic, we will discuss all the file systems uh, techniques which are used in Linux. Now, after that, process control. So in process control, how the process will work and how the process will control by the Linux. Means, let's take an example, that command to display process. That what are the commands we are used to display a particular process in the Linux operating system. What is the process manager? How we will schedule the process? What is the killing process? It is not like that we just kill the process. How means how we will stop a particular process when it comes or goes into a loop structure, or we can say non-ending loop structure. Then how we'll stop the process? That is the killing process. So all these commands we will discuss in the process control block. After that, security. So in Linux, as I told you, that is Linux is much secure than other. Then how we will restrict the controlling access file from the particular users or different users. So here we will discuss the file access command, that which file is to be discussed or uh, accessed by which user, which person. We have to define the access control list, that which one access, then restricting root access, that who will uh, be accesses the root of a particular file, who will not, we have to restrict him. So all these commands of the system security are defined. Now after that, one of the most important protocol, uh, that is DHCP, Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. So basically, this protocol is a networking protocol, or when we will use the Linux in network or in network application, or we just build a application or network application by using a Linux platform, then we are using a DHCP. So DHCP is a dynamic host configuration protocol which configure the IP address of a particular host. So here we define all the commands, all the function, how DHCP IP address is defined, how DHCP configuration files are defined, or how we will configure a DHCP server to a DHCP client, because it is a in so many applications there are a client server architecture are there. So we have to create a DHCP server, DHCP client, and we have to configure both client and server with each other for the communication part. So all the DHCP things are defined, like manually configuring of DHCP. Basically, DHCP is configured automatically, but here the functions also defined by which we can configure the DHCP manually. Now, after that, the last one, that is case study, or it case study I just given to you and you have to complete it. So like how we will install the Linux in a system, installation of Samba, Apache, Tomcat. So by the Apache, Tomcat, we can create a server by using a Linux platform. That is very much important. So we all learn about how to create a Apache, how to create a Tomcat server, how to create a Apache server for a web hosting or anything. Then after that, implementation of DNS. So what is DNS? Domain name server. So how we'll implement a DNS by using a Linux. After that, last one is the proxy server. So these are not the overall syllabus, not the complete syllabus. This is the overview of the syllabus which we will discuss in the coming semester of this subject. Okay. So basic, so as I told you that it is a lab subject. So you have to uh, create or create so many programs and so many variables, so many functions which are used, like shell programming are used here, DHCP programming are used here, or so many programmings, so that we can uh, we can create a program and create the server, web server, file server, all the things are there. So so in this we have also create a system library, which is a special type of function which is used to implement the functionality of the operating system. So we have to create the system library, shell programming, hardware layer, system utility, or so many things. So and after that, when we will complete the theoretical theory study, and with the theory study we also perform some practicals are there. So these are the list of experiment which we will completed in the coming semester. That first is the basic users, basic and user status Linux and Unix command, performing the arithmetic operation, how we'll use the arithmetic operation in Linux Unix, and also with the program like if given two files, each of which contain name of student, create a program to display of this name or both files. So like this, like create a program to find out the odd number in the desired file, execute a shell command through a VI editor. There is an editor. There are so many editors are there which are used for executing the command. Here, one of the editors is defined here, that is called VI editor. So after that, installation of Samba, Apache Tomcat, implementation of DNS, these all. So with the theoretical study, we also implement so many programs or so many experiments are there. Here I just defined the 11 experiments, but in your syllabus, around 18 experiments are there, 17 to 18. So we will completed all the experiments in this. Okay. Now, these are the learning outcomes that after the learning of all the Linux part, you can know about the history and development of the Linux operating system. You can work with the command line environment because Linux works on a command line environment. It works on a command prompt. And you can also describe various command lines utilities, how the command line work with the file system. You also define the how we will work with the shell programming, how we will define the shell script, how we will perform the system administration task. So these all things you will be defined. You will know about all these things. Now, for this, the reference and textbooks are defined. These are the reference and textbooks are defined in the syllabus. There's Venkatesh Murthy for Introduction to Unix and Shell, and after that, Frozen for Unix and Shell programming. In every after that, Richard Peterson Linux complete reference. So I just suggest you to take the first two books, that Venkatesh Murthy for Introduction to Unix and Shell, and Frozen for Unix and Shell programming. It completes all the part. And after that, the Linux complete reference of Richard Peterson, in which you will find all the commands, all the shell programming, all the things. Clear? So this is the about the text reference and textbook, and this is the references for this video lecture. So hope you will understand that how we will complete all the things that are defined in the syllabus of our CS 505 Linux. So thank you for listening this video lecture, and for any query, just message me or call me at any time. So thank you very much. Thanks a lot.